I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Jaeger-LeCoultre. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Jaeger-LeCoultre Geophysic Tourbillon Universal Time. Now, this is an automatic winding timepiece that can nevertheless be manually wound by taking the crown in the first position flush to the case and turning it 20 to 30 turns. Now, in this watch, there's no mistaking when the watch has begun operating, as the flying tourbillon, ensconced within the convex dial, will begin to advance. You'll see the yoke-style Gyrolab balance beating away. You'll see the anchor and the escape wheel flying through their motions. Now you can set the watch precisely. However, if you wish to fully energize the watch through manual winding up to its maximum rated power reserve of 48 hours, simply continue turning the crown in a clockwise direction. Due to the bridle-style mainspring of this automatic watch, you cannot accidentally overwind this timepiece. Simply listen for the subtle click of the slipping bridle to notify you when the watch is fully energized. Now you can set the watch against a reference time, and it's important to note that there are two phases of setting this watch. First, we set the reference ring, which is the mobile catalog of 24 principal time zones, each one represented by a reference city, and then we set the time at center. So, for instance, pull the crown into its setting position, the setting position being outermost when setting the reference ring. Now you advance the watch such that the reference ring moves in a counterclockwise direction. So for instance, let's say I want to set my home time as Anchorage, Alaska. This world time works differently than most in that the cities move and the actual hour ring remains stationary. So you can see Anchorage, Alaska, I want to set it to 2 p.m. I'm going to align my minute hand, which moves in sync with the reference ring, to precisely 12. Now you see Anchorage, Alaska is adjacent to 14, that's 1400 in a 24-hour scale. My next move will be to go to the intermediate setting position, where I can set the hour precisely to represent, I may as well perfect my setting. Central time on the dial is where I am, 2 p.m., adjacent to Anchorage, Alaska, 1400 or 2 in the afternoon. This is how you set the timepiece. Now, it's important to note that there are a number of hazards that are common to all mechanical watches, and they pose an even greater threat in the event of a highly complicated and sophisticated timepiece such as this flying tourbillon. Now, we may start with a little piece of functional trivia representative of the capabilities built into Jaeger-LeCoultre's 4th generation deployant buckle, their 2nd generation double deployant buckle. The white gold buckle fitted to this watch features a hidden pusher that allows you to quickly and easily detach the buckle from the strap itself for close cleaning. And the strap is where we begin our discussion of hazards. Water resistance is not a static feature of your watch, but though this watch is water resistant to 50 meters, leather is a natural porous material that is never water resistant, and if exposed to moisture it will rapidly degrade. Therefore, the high quality hybrid calfskin and alligator strap on this Geophysic Tourbillon should be removed for something water resistant such as a textile or bracelet companion prior to water exposure. Moreover, you can help avoid accidental drowning by keeping all crown functions disused when the watch is exposed to water. Don't wind it, don't set it, as these can bypass the seals and introduce water to the interior of the watch, and as you can see, this would bear catastrophic consequences both cosmetically and mechanically. Now, water resistance, in this case 50 meters, is not a static feature of the watch. When freshly serviced, Jaeger-LeCoultre advises that 50 meters is sufficient for surface exposure, but not deep submergence. Nevertheless, it also ebbs the longer the watch goes between services as seals age and lubricants dry up, so the factory recommends having the watch water tested minimally every 12 months, and certainly prior to a time when you know the watch may be exposed to water. This is also a good time to have cosmetic condition as well as functional chronometric performance tested. It's also important to note that water resistance with respect to the total integrity of your watch is something that, like physical condition and chronometric performance, needs to be checked exclusively by an authorized retailer, which has the specialized equipment, the trained personnel, and the proper standards for reference to maintain the value of your watch. Magnetism and shock are two other significant hazards that your watch faces. Magnetism is now ubiquitous in daily life. It's in the closures of refrigerators, purses, and wallets, high-powered wiring looms in the home and office, speakers and subwoofers, and MRI equipment. All of these can magnetize the overcoil hairspring, the ferrous heart of your watch's beating balance. When this happens, the watch will run erratically, either too fast or too slow. Sometimes it'll alternate between both. It's important to note that this can be quickly and easily remedied with specialized equipment at an authorized service center. Graver threats, however, are posed by shock and concussion, which can minimally alter the timing precision of your watch, maximally damage the equipment so badly that it no longer runs. During mountain bike riding, ATV or snowmobile use, firearms marksmanship, batting tennis, or golf, the watch should not be worn, as these activities are concussive and could severely damage the movement. Ultimately, every fine timepiece requires a comprehensive service, and Jaeger-LeCoultre recommends roughly every 2 years having this performed. Now, at this time, the cosmetic condition of your watch will be completely restored to factory standards. The water resistance of your watch will be completely restored to factory tolerances, and the chronometric performance of your timepiece, in this case a highly precise flying tourbillon with overcoil hairspring and Gyrolab yoke balance, will be brought back to the standards that it met when it first left the factory. Now, this should be performed only at an authorized service center where the tools, specialized parts, and trained personnel are available to protect the value of your watch as both an investment and as an instrument. Moreover, only these agencies are equipped to back all parts and labor invested with an original Jaeger-LeCoultre factory service warranty. Finally, text, email, or call our experts at govbergwatches.com, who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the care and usage of this or any Jaeger-LeCoultre fine timepiece.